Chapter 8. No, I in Team. A week after you and Atlas saved the dry Mars, continuously summons you both to the deep arena. Alice, where have you been? No one's seen you in days. Atlas could even find you with the tree's help. We've all been worried sick. I don't see why you'd be worried about someone who doesn't care about you. He voice is laced with ice and steel, but continuously seems oblivious to attention as they start to speak. Now, this next challenge is a bit different from the previous ones in that it will test your teamwork. I know you have both helped each other here and there, but now you'll need to work together. But we're supposed to be competing against each other. That's the whole point of this competition. See, he's never going to cooperate with me. I mean, he's hardly even speaking to me right now. Well, the two of you will simply have to get past that if you wish to progress in this challenge. As high-toned, you will often have to manage arguments and conflicts. This is your chance to show me how well you can do that. It'd be easier to get two stubborn Avelists fighting over a bone to get along. What do we have to do then? The Avelist thing is Navi. The dog things. Dog creatures. You have to navigate a maze and solve the various puzzles within it. Puzzles which must be solved together. But first, I have to get everything set up at a separate location. That means you have one day to prepare. Continuously, the eyes soften as they look between you and Atlas. Might suggest solving your interpersonal trouble in that time. Then, in a shower sparkles, they disappear, leaving you and Atlas alone in the arena. Atlas, how long are you gonna act like this? Like what exactly? Like all of this is somehow my fault. It'd be one thing if you were just being a jerk to me. Now you're being a jerk to all our friends too. You mean your friends? I don't care about anyone, remember? I didn't say you didn't care at all. I said it seems like right now you care more about this competition than anything else. But you're just as much a part of the Misfits as I am, even if you're pissing me off right now. Alex pitches the bridge of his nose and scowls. Look, the more we try to talk about this, the angrier we're gonna get and the more we're gonna fight. And that's not gonna help us tomorrow. Then what do you suggest? Well, I've been suggesting we stay away from each other. Be back here tomorrow for the challenge, but don't expect to see me until then. Shit, my bad. Before you can protest, Alex disappears much the same way things he did, and you bury your face in your hands, frustrated. I reread it until that point. There you go. You're welcome. Making your way out of the deep arena and across the bridge, you sulk back toward your dorm, but stop short when you hear your name. Elijah, over here. Then see Gemma looking just the same as she did when you last saw her. Gemma, what are you doing here? I thought you were going to be traveling. I have been. I'm trying to visit all the tallest mountains in the world. I just came from Nepal. You climbed Mount Everest? Oh no, I don't think this form can handle that. But then they reached out to me because his magic's been going haywire, and it's tied to this competition your Atlas are in. The mention of the competition, you can't help but let out a heavy sigh, your shoulders slumping. That doesn't sound good. What's going on? It's just, this wasn't how I pictured this year going. It's supposed to be the first year where I didn't have any big responsibilities, where I could just hang out with Alice and the rest of my friends and enjoy being a student. I'm not sure that people with power like ours can get those kind of life, Elijah. I wasn't asked for the rest of my life to be free of it, but I thought I could just have just 1 year. 1 year where Atlas and I could see what it have been like if we never lost our mom, if we'd grown up together. I'm so sorry, Elijah. I can't say I've gone through the same thing, but I do know how complicated family can be. With things like that with the sources. You know they were. I mean, There was everything that happened with Kane and us, then almost sealed away your mom. But those were some of the more extreme fights, not our normal arguments. And you managed to come back from those. They didn't ruin your relationships. We managed, though it took some time. It's always hard fighting with someone you love, even if you're doing it for the right reasons. Gemma reaches out and places her hand on your arm and offers you a soft smile. But that person loves you back, then you have to believe things will work out. I know they will. I just wish that they would work out sooner rather than later, but I have a feeling that won't be over until after the competition's over. In fact, it won't be until after the competition's over. And I don't think tomorrow's challenge is gonna work together. And I don't think tomorrow's challenge to work together is gonna help. What do you mean? That could be the perfect opportunity for the two of you to make up. Or for things to get even worse. At least after that, you only have one challenge left. Then it sounds like it'll only be a week or two for you and Alex are back to normal. Gemma puts her hand on her chin, thinking, then her eyes light up. You know, I might have just the thing to help with this. I can tell you stories about sources, the problems we had with each other in the past, and how I got through them. And that's gonna help with me and Alex? How exactly? Maybe I'll give you some ideas about how to manage your own trouble. At the very least, it'll help put everything in perspective. After all, when sources fight, it tends to have a much bigger effect than just some hurt feelings. I'd be curious about what the rest of my mom's family is like. And given it's Atlas and my family too, maybe it could be the key to ending our fight. Hear more about the other sources from Gemma, how we worked together, fought with each other, and ultimately became a family. I'm talking over my tongue. Bump on the side of it. Teeth touching it. Hurts. Speak. Gemma leads you over to a beach beside the lake, where you both take a seat. Now the only question is where to begin. It must be so hard when you have so many siblings. Some of them are like siblings to me, so I almost always had a more parental role. I suppose I should start with some of the ones you haven't had a chance to meet. Those be the sources of fire, water, wood, metal, and moon. Well, Esme has historically always gotten into the most fights, so begin with her. As a fire source, it won't surprise you that she's always had a temper, but it used to take hardly anything to set her off. That sounds like it might have gotten dangerous. Yes, especially for the people living at the time. Anytime she was angry, she caused a forest fire, which, as you can imagine, and the wood source hated it. Gnome, the moon source, was the only one who could ever calm her back down then, but after Cain was sealed, she was on Earth, looking after you. Exactly. She and Mom took turns, but there was one time Esme got angry. Gnome was down here with me. Savo didn't want to bother other sources about it, so he decided to take matters into his own hands. Savo was the water source, right? Yes, so he was best primed to deal with fire. However, his solution was to cause a massive tsunami, put out the flames, and that just caused even more devastation. I just weren't kidding when you said source fights had big impacts. But something good did ultimately come of it. From that point forward, Esme worked really hard to control her temper, and Savo stopped assuming he knew the right way to solve every problem. So they had to work together through the issues individually. They certainly didn't help each other after failing so spectacularly for the first time. Esme had to learn how to stop relying on Nome to manage her emotions, and Savo had to teach himself how to slow down and reach out. Maybe Alan and I do need to be apart then. Maybe that's the only way for us to get over this. A little distance is sometimes a good thing. It gives you time to cool off and think through things. Eventually, that little gap between you doesn't turn into a cannon. I guess I could do a better job of just asking what Alex is thinking and feeling, rather than assume I already know. It sounds like a great place to start. but that also assumes he'll work on doing a better job, being honest with me. You can't control his actions, Elijah. Only your own. But what if our individual issues aren't what's causing the problem? What if our relationship is the problem? People have problems with each other all the time. That doesn't mean they can't work together and respect each other. I mean, just look at Ant and Spice. I guess the wood and metal sources would be opposites. Anytime we all got together, spent half the time bickering back and forth. Strife was always going on and on about in this relation. I can say that word, I just can't say it now because of my tongue. Strife was always going on and on about industrialization and improving technology, and I, unsurprisingly, wanted to leave more open space. So, how did they find common ground? They didn't. They just accepted that it was something they were never going to agree on. But it didn't stop them from collaborating. They're the reason that people were able to invent paper and ink. Remember what's things. Schweiss. Schweiss has always been the hardest to understand for all of us. And that's coming from me, the one who probably knows them best. I didn't realize you were close. Earth and metal make up all the land in the world, and we shape that land together. Many Strife would have preferred to do the work by themselves. I was eventually able to chip away at that hard shell of theirs. Sounds like someone I know happens to be a ton to metal. Beckett. But what do you mean that they're hard to understand? Well, Strife doesn't like humans very much, or maybe it's better to say they're indifferent to them. But they love seeing all the impressive and wacky things that people create. I don't think they ever get over the printing press. I'm kind of surprised you decided to stay down here after you got your memories back. This one mine's still pretty young. It seemed a shame to enjoy it away when it's barely got any use. Besides, I plenty of time to catch up with them later. All of eternity, in fact. I guess I can't blame you for not wanting to hurry back to Alma. Gemma lets out a heavy sigh as she swings her legs. Alma got a lot wrong. I mean, she clearly thought her path was the best way for all of us to live, but it's the reason we had to steal Kane away, and the reason she stealed Bea away too. I think no matter how you decide to live, Kane was gonna have a problem with it. He wasn't a big fan of rules. That makes Gemma laugh. That's an understatement. But yeah, I can't get on board with that. I can't get on board with what she did to my mom, even if she was trying to break the natural order of the world. Maybe if Alma had been more open to change, we could have found a different way forward. Alma was too controlling. She didn't care about anyone's feelings, so long as she got what she wanted. As long as people did what she told them. And then she had the gall to wonder why Kane and my mom went on board with her path. She was trying to protect us, but in the end, I think she wound up causing us more pain than if she let us find our own ways. It's not like the only alternative was abandon you all. She could have let you fly free while still being there to support you if you needed it. You would make a great parent, Elijah. Or at the very least, an excellent mentor. But regardless of everything she did, I loved her. I loved all of them, and they loved me in return. Even Kane, in his own strange way. Not enough to stop him from trying to destroy me, but still. That love. You all drew everything. It did. When you love someone, there's nothing you can't come back from. Not if you're willing to put in the time and effort. But I've touched your ear for long enough, and I do still have to meet with Dean and Swan about the malfunction of magic. Then I won't keep you. But thanks for this, Gemma. If you sources had stayed close after all that, I'm sure Alice and I would manage that. Well then, I just wish you luck with whatever you want to accomplish. Whether it's becoming this high ton or just many things for Atlas. If you need anything from me, I'm more than happy to help. Thanks, Gemma. But if you're already dealing with the malfunction of magic, that's more than enough. Gemma gives you a final smile before heading toward the main academic building. You wave goodbye before turning to your dorm. The next day, you and Atlas are whisked off by contingency. You teleport to a hedge maze seemingly built in the middle of nowhere. I remind you that this challenge is about teamwork. You must work together to conquer it. Good luck. Wait, what exactly do you have to... Wait, interrupted as a hedge springs up between continuously and two of you, sealing you in the maze. This is a good thing. I like to improvise. We need to push forward. Alice starts walking deeper into the hedges, and with a sigh, you follow after him. But you turn the next corner, you start to see Zev, the leaves and branches of the hedges tangled around him. Elijah, Alice, help! One of the branches slithers over his mouth as they begin to move, pulling him deeper into the edge. Let him go. Alice summons fire into his hand and hurls it right at the hedge. Alice, wait, you're gonna burn Zev. I could drive this, Zev. Spread your magic into the branches of the hedge and urge them to unwind from around. Urge them to unwind from around Zeph and let him go. But as they begin to obey, as his fire closes in on Zeph. He cries out as the flames catch all around him, burn him at the same time as they burn away the branches, trapping him. He falls to his knees, burns on his neck as well as the denim of his jacket, and you rush to his side. Zeph, you okay? Everything hurts. It was like it got cuts and burns everywhere. Shit, I didn't mean to. Let me take care of that. Minus teamwork plus teamwork. You think back to Zeph in the deep arena, pulling the team into a huddle. You begin to channel your magic into him. You watch as the injuries later in Zeph's skin knit together and disappear, not even leaving a scar behind. That was amazing, Elijah. I feel totally better now. Having a menace spell later himself. Just a little something I picked up from the wind imps. He grabs Zeph's arm and helps him back onto his feet. What are you doing here? That really scary construct who's running this competition showed up at breakfast and grabbed me and everyone else. I bet they got us all trapped in this place. Then we better get moving. Turn out to Alice, wondering if I'm already stalking deeper into the maze. But you and Zeph rush after him, find himself suddenly standing in the midst of lava and swinging metal traps. Just what kind of maze is this? Damn it, Alice, slow down. You don't get to make all the decisions here. Oh, am I just supposed to let you lead? I think we both know I'm a hell of a lot better suited for it. You never would have had a chance to lead if I hadn't saved your life dozens of times before you even knew about me. Back then, you were basically a tuneless idiot. Screw you. You don't... I don't mean to interrupt, but we got a bigger problem here. You don't see Shreya tied down on a platform across the lava, blades ascending and threatening to slice her to ribbons. French scream. Coming. Alice leaps over a river of lava and charges through the traps, sending him off as he goes, right for Shreya. I'm not letting you hurt her. Throw your magic into the descending blades, hold them back, keeping them from getting any closer to Shreya. Alice seizes the opportunity to tear Shreya's spine apart with his own magic. Get off her. As soon as she's free, Shreya lifts her feet and darts across the lava to you and Zeph. Alice follow him. Oh, when I see that construct again, I got to burn down to a crisp. Good job not screwing anything up. Seriously? That's what we have to say right now? Again, we're not young. I've been trapped in the seas for hours and after a worse headache. But listen for calling me ungrateful. Thank you both for getting me at this hellhole. Shreya turns to Alice, only to see him already heading down the next corridor, and anger flares in her eyes. You got to be kidding me. Shreya balls her hands into fists and goes stomping after Alice, and all you and Zeph can do is exchange a glance before you follow. My tongue. I just want to rip it out and get a new one. That works. You enter a lavishly decorated ballroom just in time to see Shreya step in front of Atlas, cutting him off. What the hell is your problem? You and Zeph gape, and even Atlas looks taken aback. What? Elijah has been reaching out to you for weeks, trying to bridge the gap between you to keep you from pushing us all away. And all you've done in return is be a massive jerk. I'm getting good at this French accent. It's bad. It's still 100% bad, but maybe only 99% bad. I'm working on it. This book is almost over. Like 2 more chapters, but like I'm working on it. Trey, you don't have to. No, I'm not done encouraging you from the silence when someone needs to talk to some sense into him. Alice, brotherhood is meant to be a two-way street. It shouldn't be on a ledger to solve things every single time the two of you get into a fight. You lied to him. You put them in danger. Now, the least you can do is apologize for it. Alice looks between you and Freya, and Zeph whistles under his breath. Damn, Freya. Go off. You're right. I am fair. Not to any of you. But especially not to you. Especially not to Elijah. Alice swallows roughly as he turns to face you. I'm sorry for not asking for help, and for getting angry when you did. For putting this competition before you, and making you into the bad guy in the process. As much as I want this, I should have been more focused on doing my best, rather than constantly comparing myself to you. Alice, I'm sorry too, for blowing up at you over the last few challenges, rather than trying to talk things out. To be fair, I'm not sure I would have let you talk, and I give you plenty of reason to blow up. Still, I want to have a better handle on myself, so it sounds like we both have some things to work on. Well, I already have one idea of how I can start making up to you. I can teach you a combination word blood spell that I learned recently. You've been studying blood magic without me? Just a little, with Evelyn. And it sort of swore her to secrecy, which I'm kind of surprised she kept, if I'm being honest. Swan is known for accidentally blabbling. Anyway, suppose she told me it's called ammunition. It lets you bring inanimate objects to life. Like, permanently? Of course not. Pretty sure Alma was the only one capable of permanently granting stuff life. But it usually works for at least an hour. If only I could have learned that, I'd have my vanity follow me everywhere. The best part is, it doesn't just let them move. It grants them a kind of sentience. They're smart enough to follow even complex commands. And they'll just do whatever I tell them to. If you'll let me teach you, well. Learn the animation spell from Atlas to add it to your spellbook and get the ability to bring different items to life. Can I bring my tongue to life and have it exit my mouth and find a replacement tongue? Please. I don't know, like the tongue market, I guess. Still can't believe you've been learning more blood magic and didn't tell me about it. I'm telling you now. You want to start with wood. Use it to feel out the object, like roots are piercing into it. Seems a little violent for word magic. Maybe I just think about roots wrapping around it instead. Because strangulation isn't violent. Roll your eyes and shove Atlas lightly on the shoulder. Just tell me how to do the rest of the spell. To bring the item to life, you just have to fill those imaginary roots with blood magic. Gross. The only question is what I want to animate. Cast your gaze around the ballroom, while I was laying on the various objects that fill the space. You walk over to the nearest table, start to channel your magic. Just have to feel out your structure. Like I'm wrapping it inwards. Slowly you get the shape of the object in your mind, your magic vibrating along the edges. And I fill it with blood. Still not used to this. Still not used to using this, but let's do it. The air around you grows heavy, your fingers tingle, your blood magic flows into pieces of silverware. Then suddenly, they lift off the table and stand at attention. It's alive. It's alive. You cackle like a mad scientist, and Alice puts his hand on his face. Well, it shows what you can do with it. Silverware, attack the wall. The silver suddenly flies across the room and embeds itself to the nearest wall. Okay, that's terrifying. You mean badass. She magically leaves the object. You turn back to Alice, grinning. Okay, that's seriously awesome. Thanks for teaching it to me. Of course. Figured I owe you after, well, everything. The last spell. So, now the first three. Actually, hold on. The third one, right? The fourth one, the fifth one, the sixth one, and then the eighth one look cool. Just saying. Honorable mention for the second one, right? Honorable mention because it is fire. Yeah, the first one is just a magnifying glass with a moon in it. Now, how about we go and save the rest of our friends? Together. As you step, what the hell? This looks so differently animated, or whatever. Background, I mean, duh. As you step through the back door of the ballroom, you, Alice, Rhea, and Zeph emerge in a castle that's completely frozen over. We're gonna find Griffin. Griffin here. I know I was complaining about the heat some moments ago, but I'm also not dressed for this. We need to figure out which of us is stuck in here and get them out fast. It's Beckett. He's over there. Damn it. I thought I was right. Zeph points across the castle where you see Beckett standing completely still, his body encased in ice. I'll give him true love to kiss. I'll follow your lead, Elijah. Just tell me what to do. You lock eyes with your brother for a moment, both of you unable to keep from smiling. Make me a walkway, something I won't slip on, so that I can get over to him. On it. Alice raises his hands, and at the same time, chunks of earth rise up, making you a bridge to fight to Beckett. What is this place, and why do I want to stay here? I won't live here. I also need to make something that goes from the bottom floor to the top floor, so I don't have to walk up all those stairs. Otherwise, in the middle of walking up or down, I'm taking a nap and continuing when I wake up. You charge across it just as Zeph shouts from behind you. Be careful, Elijah. Don't want to accidentally hurt him. Just change it from solid to liquid should be easy. You push your magic into the ice, focusing on vibrating the molecules. Beckett's whole body begins to rattle, then suddenly the ice turns water and splashes to the ground. Oh, it makes me so wet and cold. The others quickly cross Alice's spirits to join you. Then Alice blows Drew's hands to dry Beckett off. Let me take care of that, since Elijah already saved your life. That is much better. Thank you, both of you. Look at us, working together. Throw your arms around Beckett, and he immediately sinks to your embrace. Not that I'm complaining, but what is this for? I was worried if anything had happened to you. Beckett draws back just so he can rest his forehead against yours. I would never leave you alone, my love. Let's get moving. We still need to find Asta and Griffin. Looks like the castle's exit is that way. Following Zeph's lead, you all go charging out the castle door, only to arrive in the middle of a vast desert. Help! It won't let me go. In the middle of the barren landscape, Asta is half buried in the dirt and is slowly sinking. He shouts at a quicksand. Hang on, Asta. We're coming. Because then, you spit it up right now. Draw your magic into the nearly liquid dirt, bringing it to life with the spell Alice just taught you. The ground suddenly shifts with the Asta and deposit her next to you and the rest of your friends. Oh. You bend down so you can pat the now sentient earth on the head and inside a rumble that resembles a purr. Good quicksand. Thanks for the rest, Elijah. I was not ready to root, especially not there. Especially not here. Looks like we found everyone but Griffin. Okay, but as we get out of this desert, it's not through the door. Oh, I know. It's that contingency brought me here. As I watches beneath a sandcastle arch, And when you follow her, you suddenly find yourself underwater. Ooh, look at that rose. It has no business being there. A strong current immediately picks up, dragging you through the water, even as you try to fight against it. Alice sweeps his arms through the water, and you and all your friends suddenly gasp in a breath as he gives you the ability to breathe. Just when you spot Griffin, just as the air bubble around his mouth pops, he's trapped behind a massive iron door left beside it. Alice, everyone, keep the current under control. I'll get Griffin. Finally, something I'm good at. Karen comes to help as your friends all channel the magic, and you take furiously to close the distance between you and Griffin. Loomis, Navi, with me. Lewis and Navi suddenly appear from the ether, both of them swimming through the water alongside you. Cool. Ah! Give me a boost. That's not fair. This is on a timer, and I have to think what the spells are. And the one my thumb was hovering over was a hail spell. Like, I'm not gonna use hail in the water right now. You feel as Loomis and Navi's magic pours into you, strengthening your own. Also, one of them was wood. I don't think wood would help underwater. As long as Griffin can breathe, we can take our time. Move your arms through the water, same way Atlas did moments ago, focusing on drawing out the water with magic. Oh. Griffin gasped in a surprised breath, then laughs his way into the choke. He grins as you prostrate. Next to the stabilizer, he's not looking forward to lungs full of seawater. Has anyone ever looked forward to that? You pull down the lever. You pull down on the lever, and the grate lifts up, letting Griffin out. The two of you swim back to the rest of your friends. Steal my ideas now, I see. Despite his words, Alice is smiling, and you echo his expression. You know what they say about great minds. Swimming for the surface of the water, you'll find yourself standing on a pristine stretch of beach. You kneel down and affectionately pat Loomis and Navi's heads as they shake the water off themselves. This should help you too. Why don't you go rest in the ether? Oh. Yes. You straighten up, say disappear, and turn and face the rest of your friends. So, now what? Is the challenge done? I mean, you rescue all our friends. We probably have to get back to where contingency left us. Hopefully we can find a way there that doesn't involve going back through that room of traps. That can wait. So we take advantage of the scenery and have some fun right before you trapeze back through the maze. I don't know. Should we really keep waiting? If they really were in a hurry, they have come to fetch us at once. Griffin has been freed. Not to mention, they literally kidnapped both of us. Frankly, there's much worse than the little inconvenience of waiting. Besides, our lesson swim sounds amazing as it getting caught up in that current. Those waves looks like the perfect place for some free surfing. You want to go back in the water? That we nearly drowned in? You want to go back in that? Okay. I've always wanted to build a sandcastle. I know I'm not much a fan of the water, but I put my line in it and listen to the waves. Beckett reaches out. My tongue. Beckett reaches over to you and takes your hand in his. A light blush dusting his cheeks. Today it's been quite the adventure, to say the least. But taking more to escape, spend time with you. I think that's just what I need. Hang out on the beach with your friends, have some fun in the sun, and share a romantic moment with Beckett. I'm trying to speak without letting my tongue touch my teeth. It's not that easy. Yes. But what swimsuits? I bring one. We had magic to draw for Elijah. Just stay in what you're wearing. That's what I'm going to do. Zeph grabs your arm while your friends start to scatter, dragging you toward the water as Griffin falls into step beside you. So, free surfing? Just surfing on a board, using water or air magic. I'll show you. As Zeph steps into the water, it begins to lift him up until he's standing on the surface of it. Now I just have to catch a wave. Zeph goes running across the water, just stops a few feet ahead of a wave as it crests. I want to get bowled over by it. Ouch. The wave deposits him back on the beach, where it calmly spits out a mouthful of water. I totally meant to do that. You have to be in the right position if you don't want the wave to crash on top of you. Griffin steps out under the water, puts himself a little further back than Zeph was. As the wave crests, he goes sliding along the water with it, letting himself be carried all the way back to you. See? It doesn't do it. Okay, I've got to try that. You run out onto the water. It feels much like running across the wooden floor, socks, until you're in position. Hey, what if we do a flip? Be careful, Elijah. What's the point in that? As the wave starts to push you forward, you draw your head back, letting the momentum carry your legs up and over yourself. You splash down into the water, and when you resurface, Zeph and Griffin are both applauding. That was awesome. I'm so happy we're friends. Likewise. Come on, Zeph. Let's go again. I'm sure to not the belly flop. As the two head back into the waves, Freya and Atlas lying in a calmer part of the water, bobbing up and down. You wade into the water, over to Atlas and Freya, before dropping onto your back, look up at the sky. Seems like you two are enjoying yourselves. Sounds about this nicely. It's 2018. By the time I get out of here, my whole body will be silky smooth. Mine is not under the water, so yeah, this is nice. You fall silent, letting the waves rock you back and forth, the sound of lapping at the shore filling your ears. I wonder if there are any muses that will make you feel like this. Of course there are. Pretty sure. I hate you. Of course there are. Pretty sure this was the first feeling muses ever attempted to create. Because I know what I asked for my next birthday. You and me both. You stay in the water until your fingers begin to wrinkle. Then you make your way back to shore. Go back in after making sandcastles. You just need to add another tower. Using his magic, he molds the sand into shape and attaches it to the rest of his castle as you kneel beside him. What you building there, Baggett? It's obviously a perfect replica of Neuschwanstein Castle in Germany. Of course it is. Nesta Beckett adds the scoops of sand up in her hands and adds it to an already sizable mound. And let me guess, you're making some kind of abstract piece of art, Esther? It's a beaver dam, one of nature's castles. What are you gonna build, Elijah? I'm gonna build an even greater castle. I'd like to see you try. Just wait. You can eat those words. With your magic, you build the sand into a towering castle, complete with a moat, drawbridge, and little guards to park pets. Oh my! Said the castles in those 10 bedtime stories. And so big! You fit Beckett's whole castle inside of yours. I suppose it is rather impressive. So you admit defeat? You say yes, but he doesn't want to say it. Eventually, the rest of your friends make their way out of the water, drying up before they flop down onto the sand. Then Beckett gets to his feet. Fancy your walk, Elijah? A romantic show on the beach with just the two of us? I thought you never ask. Beckett offers you his hand to help you up, and you keep a hold of it as the two of you head down the beach. You walk in silence for a short time, till your friends are well out of sight. But Beckett stops and turns to you. I know the purpose of this venture was to escape everything for a bit, but are you sure you're alright? I should be asking you that. You're the one who got turned into a nice sculpture. Apart from being cold, it honestly wasn't too bad. Like taking a midday nap. Which is something I don't actually think I've ever done before. That's sad, Beckett. That's sad. I mean, I don't take a midday nap either. I take a nap that starts at, what time is it? That starts at like, I don't know, maybe 9 at earliest. It goes till 9 p.m. 8 p.m. at earliest, 11 at latest, and I'm just in bed. So that midday nap is like a all-day nap. Then it means it's not a nap anymore, it's just me sleeping. So I also never take a midday nap. But again, to be fair, I sleep past midday. But I stab Beckett. You hear Beckett's hand squeeze. The warm weight of it, your comfort. I'm just really glad you're okay. I wouldn't have been if it's not for you. As much as I dislike feeling helpless, and if I had any doubt you'd come to save me. Beckett cups your cheek with his free hand, his eyes sparkling with affection as they meet yours. And I hope you know I do the same for you if our positions have been reversed. Look at the distance between you, bring your lips to his as his hand slides around to the back of your neck. The kiss is soft and slow, like you have all the time in the world, and even if you pull away, you don't go far. Just have to make sure you're really here. Well, you better check again, just to be certain. You smile as you lean in to meet him and another kiss, and you dredge your fingers through his hair as it deepens. The smell of mint and old parchment washes over you, and when his tongue brushes up against yours, you can't help but groan. Please don't touch my tongue with your tongue. My tongue is sensitive, please. And what conclusion have you reached? Still needs a bit more testing. You drag him back down into another kiss, and a minute slip by as you lose yourself in his embrace. With a reluctant sigh, you finally let go of Beckett, and he's quick to take your hand again. Shall we head back to the others? If we must. Should we make our way back down the beach, and Alex gets to his feet as soon as he spots you? We should probably start trying to get back. See, won't wait forever. But this was nice, getting away from it all for a bit. I couldn't agree more. You want to take a moment to brush the sand off your clothes before you head into the nearby trees, back into the maze. We're going back into it? Wow, okay. When you finally arrive back at the beginning of the maze, you find continuously waiting for you. Congratulations, the two of you showed excellent teamwork out there. But I must get this challenge to Elijah. Thanks, C. You definitely deserve it, Elijah. But see, you never told us what the challenge was. I'd assume moon, since teamwork is emotion-based. Really? It was so physical, I thought it had to be sun. It was both. What? But that doesn't... You trail off. Your blood turned to ice. You realize the only element that remains. Then the final challenge represents... blood? No. That can't be right. Blood magic's illegal. You can't really expect them to. All the elements must be represented in a competition. Then, what is the last challenge? A true magical duel. It has to be. After all, only one of you can have frustrating magic, or the malfunctions you've seen will only get worse. Wait, hang on. What's a true magical duel? A fight to the death. Dun dun dun.